I received a DM yesterday that honestly scared me. The DM read, "Does it work? What are some side effects? I really need something like this. I've been overweight my whole life." The reason that text scared me so much is because of what it meant. Because I don't know this person. I don't know this person in real life. This person has seen me online posting about my experience with things and decided that they trusted me with this information, which ultimately has to do with their health. The problem here is that as much as I try my hardest to be as transparent and honest with absolutely everything that I've done, some people on the internet aren't. And it scares me to think that some people are willing to just take the information from influencers online, especially when a lot of them have no idea about the implications of what it would mean to give information to people that is not accurate. Because I think it's important to acknowledge at least, that the fitness industry is an industry where you can benefit so much more from lying. Because imagine if I had the audacity to do my entire transformation, hide the fact that I was not natural, and then claim that everything was done naturally. Can you imagine how much crazier that blow up would have been? Can you imagine the amount of more money that I could have made from either clients or sponsors? Because that would have made me a complete genetic freak. And we've seen this time and time again, with the biggest and most known example being Liver King. He was preaching his 7 ancestral tenets, and he built a $100 million brand, to which he claimed that his amazing physique was purely built off this lifestyle, while conveniently leaving out that he was spending tens of thousands of dollars a month on steroids. And then there was Belle Gibson, and this one is just evil. She pretended to have cancer and then cure it using her specialized diet to sell thousands and thousands of fake plans. And imagine the type of person that was buying those plans. And then, of course, we all know the famous V-Shred, which his entire shtick was that he was essentially pushing the narrative of selling these very overcomplicated words to people who didn't understand them to prove that he was the most intellectual individuals, to then sell them incredibly cookie cutter plans, which obviously didn't work. That's why Scotty K Fitness is always saying,
"Seriously, fuck V-Shred."
And then there was Brittany Dawn, who was selling this very customized approach, selling these very personalized meal plans, one-on-one coaching, to then later get sued by the state of Texas for $400,000 after realizing that none of it was true. It was all cookie cutter and nobody was getting personalized attention. And then this one I just found out recently. Her name is Janelle Rochner, and she's a wellness influencer that's still posting a lot, who portrayed doing a natural weight loss journey while cranking in GLP-1s. And not that I'm against GLP-1s, but I think it's important to say how you're doing it. And so these are just perfect examples of why it's easier to make money if you lie, because it's easier to sell programs if you lie that you are natural. Why? Because if you did this naturally, you're telling them that so can they. If I lie about the product that I'm selling, I can make it sound a lot better than what it actually is, and again, generate more income. I can make fake before and afters, skewing the timeline, making it seem as though, let's say my client's transformation only took 3 to 4 months, when in fact it took 1.5 years. Because you have to think about fitness as a whole and how society is now shaped with companies like Amazon. We want everything and we want it right now. And so if I'm lying to you and I'm selling you shortcuts, of course you're gonna wanna buy it. And I think that the timing was just a little crazy, because an hour after getting that DM, I saw a video of these 2 twins, one of which had started using anabolics, the other one had not. And the end to that video was quite shocking. But before we do, we are trying to grow this channel. I'm trying really hard. I'm posting every day. And it would be awesome if we could get to 50,000 subscribers by, I don't know, January. So if you could just slap the subscribe button, that would be amazing. And now let's go talk about the twins.
Behind me are 2 identical twins. One of them is natural and the other one is now on steroids. How much stronger is he gonna get? How intense are the side effects going to be? And do steroids make you more attractive? An experiment to determine if steroids are worth it. Because this wouldn't be legal. Let's just say I met him after he started using steroids.
So you can tell it's very painfully obvious that the one on that this guy right here is like incredibly bigger than the other guy over there. Like it's very obvious. And if they're identical twins that have been lifting the same for the same amount of time, then realistically, they should be pretty close to around being that same size. And the reason why I bring up this video is because this would have been a golden opportunity to actually test the efficiency on somebody that essentially could or decided not to use in the first place. And then what to do with your brand. There's a very good reason why I'm actually showing you this in the first place. So over the course of this video, and this is a very, very well-made video. I definitely encourage you to go watch it after this one. So they do a series of tests, like they go through a DEXA scan where they notice that the one brother is significantly bigger than the other one.
It's like stealing candy from a little kid right now.
Costa, are these results tempting you even a little bit to hop on steroids?
Yeah.
You know, like it's a bad sign. And then they do a bunch more tests. Like they do some strength testing, which of course the one that's taking anabolics wins by quite a large margin. And they do some hair follicle testing to see that the one using anabolics is actually in fact balding at a much faster rate than the other one.
But now is the time for the final test where I'm analyzing their blood to see if steroids have actually destroyed Elias's body. And this final test would determine the winner. But unfortunately, there's not going to be a winner in this video. Because
there's not going to be a winner in this video. Interesting, right?
when I got my hands on the results, I stumbled upon something so unexpected that, if true, completely flips this video on its head. It was so shocking that I couldn't just rely on my own judgment to come to a definitive conclusion. So I called in Dr. Touliatos. He has analyzed the blood of countless men and is one of the most respected doctors in the field. Based on his resume, he's one of the best people in the world to help us get to an answer. But the truth is that I didn't bring the doctor in to talk to us about the dangers of steroids. I brought him in because when I saw Costa's, the natural blood results, a lot of red flags started to pop. And I started to believe that Costa's might in fact not be natural.
Surprise, fucking surprise. Oh, yet another set of people that are using drugs as a method for fame, strictly based off claiming that they aren't taking any. Like, why? You know? So then he goes into the blood panel and he explains what he finds. And this is where it gets really fascinating.
Even before we got to this video call, the doctor called me and thought the exact same thing.
Does this guy claim he's natural? If he said that, it will be scientifically proven to be false.
Doctor, can you please tell me why you think he's not natural?
Don't believe you can have such numbers from just ingesting protein powders. Some conservative doctors will say this guy has first stage of renal failure because it's very high the creatinine. You need
So your creatinine goes really high when your kidneys are in heavy distress, which, like he just said, can lead to eventual kidney failure. Due to trauma, this can be due to toxins within the body. In this case, the potential of there being some exogenous hormones or steroids in the body. So he keeps going.
to use, for instance, toxic anabolic steroids like Trenbolone that are harm to the kidney.
Doctor, Costas trains extremely hard and has been dieting down to about 6% body fat. He's doing about 20.
Listen, you don't get creatinine of 1.6. Big natty, come on.
So 1.6 is high. It's not like stupid high. Like this could literally be caused by like harsh level of dehydration also, because that would create stress on the kidneys. But then he keeps going and he keeps explaining it more in depth.
This is somebody who gives this Trenbolone, for instance.
So you truly don't believe there's any chance he's natural?
LH of 0.5 is end of the story.
That's it right there, the LH. And the LH is the luteinizing hormone, which is sent from your pituitary in your brain, and that is shot down all the way to the Leydig cells in your testes, and that signals your body to produce testosterone. The only reason why your LH would be low is because you're introducing exogenous hormones that would suppress your body's natural LH signaling. There's also some other factors like, like super heavy dieting and stuff. But this guy from the video, it doesn't look like he's sitting at the 4 or 5%, which would indicate that. And even then, getting it that low would be surprisingly, interestingly hard.
Anything we say could be disputed, but LA's 0.5 means he's used to something.
Is it truly that definitive?
Listen, he may not use anabolics, but he could use a SARM. But using SARM, you are steroid free, but you're not natty.
And yeah, I mean, we've all seen that recent SARM goblin stuff that's been happening, and people just utilizing way too much of them, having horrible side effects because there's just so little research on them. Another example of a fake natty, somebody that's going to profit. Let's go look at their Instagram really quickly, actually. Really? Of course they're with Young LA. Surprise, surprise. And so if you are someone like the person who messaged me, don't look for someone to trust, but look for someone who's transparent. And even then, know that transparency can be faked, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you know about me is what I choose to put online. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that. A few times I've seen pictures of myself still recently to this day where I even think like, I don't want to post that. And just know that although for me, maybe it was just a picture, for some other influencers, it could be a complete different issue with them selling a product that they don't believe in. Because I've seen offers of around $40,000 for companies that were willing to sign people for products that we know either don't work or that would be incredibly dangerous to promote. So don't fall for quick results, because those usually come with a hidden syringe and a broken promise. And if you've ever felt lost or just inadequate by the result of people that you've seen online, especially when it comes to influencers who have the potential monetary gain from lying to you, I always advise people to do their own research and to be incredibly well-knowledged into anything they're willing to put in their body, because it's important to realize that not everybody will always have your best interest at heart. Some of them will place their bank accounts before your health. And unfortunately, that's where we are today with the fitness industry. If there's anything that you learned in this video, I would love for you to let me know in the comment section. It's a bit of a grim topic, I know, but it's a conversation that we need to start having, and we need to start having it a whole lot more. Thanks always. So thanks again for watching, and as always, let's change the world together.